Welcome in, everybody, to the final day. It's NCAA Championship Sunday here in Waco. I'm your host, Chris Halioris. I'll be with you for the day. Men's singles and doubles finals here on this stream. Join my partner, Alex Gruskin, for the women's singles final, women's doubles final on our other channel. Singles matches to be played simultaneously here, the men and the women. Kicking things off here in the singles match, you can see on the near court, Columbia's Michael Zheng, repeat finalist from last year. Lost a tough one to Alabama's Philip Planinchek. And one of last year's semifinalists who also lost to Alabama's Philip Planinchek, Michigan State's junior Ozan Baris.
Ozan Baris. These are your finalists.
Here the MC making the final announcements, 2 minutes away from first serve. A little tough to tell early on the camera. It's going to be a beautiful day temperature-wise here in Waco, but it is very, very windy right now. We're looking at 15 to 20 mile an hour winds, probably going to be lasting the duration of this match. Doesn't look like that's going to die down for quite some time. Going to add a little bit of court awareness and sensitivity to the guys. You can see Michael's shirt there blowing in the wind. Talking to a few of the coaches here on the grounds before the matches, indicating they don't think the guys will attempt to play too terribly much different, other than the fact that they'll shy away a little bit more from the finesse shots. Obviously the lobs going to be a little tougher with that wind. Some of the floaters a little tougher. Probably just going to try to play more solid through the ball. Eliminate as much of that wind as they can. The downside to that is, when you do that, you're just giving your opponent probably a cleaner look. Anybody hitting something that floats a little more in the wind makes it tougher on the person receiving that ball. Had some chats with a few coaches about their thoughts on this match. We love to make the rounds, see what all the coaches and players tend to think, who they got. It's a pretty good split here. This is a very even match. I would say it was probably maybe 60-40 across the coaches and players in favor of Michael Zheng of Columbia. But a very even split. As I mentioned, Michael appeared in the final last year. So he knows what that feels like. Ozan just been a different guy this week. Did all business, very serious, no nonsense from him. The RMC kicking us off. Ozan to serve. Game styles to expect early on here. Michael, super solid, very clean ball striker. Michael Zheng does what Michael Zheng does very well, and you just expect him to do that. Ozan probably going to be a little more crafty. Problem solver, looking for the weaknesses on the other side of the net, things he can scout and take advantage of. He might adapt a little more mid-match, where Michael's just going to play his game and think it's good enough to win. Good serving start for Ozan Baris here. Both of these guys have served very well this week. Through 5 matches, Baris has held 54 of 61 of his service games, 89%. Even better for Michael Zheng at 93%. Only been broken 3 times all tournament, 5 matches. Well, I say 5, 4, really. Talk about the pathways here and a little more about that sort of a match yesterday. That one wide from Zheng, and Ozan Baris gets the hold. First game, 1-love. We talk about how all the players got here before we take a look at the draws. Change with the fall championships this year. It's a win and in, the only way to get here. Where in the past, when it was held in the spring after the team championships, a lot of the ITA rankings were used. This year, we kicked it off with the All-American Championships, got 10 qualifiers in there, moved on to the regionals, 26 qualifiers out of the 13 regions from there. And then simultaneously, about a week and a half ago, we kicked off both the Conference Masters and the Sectional Championships. Conference Masters gave us 4 more qualifiers, and then our 4 sections gave us the last 24. Had to win your way in, no wild cards, no at-large berths. Unforced error on the forehand from Baris. You heard there on the first serve call, another difference for the players but yesterday and today. From the semifinals on, lines people, prior to that, from the round of 64 through the quarterfinals, it was business as usual. Players calling their own lines, only a chair on court to overrule unless they had the occasional roaming official to help out. Lines people only today. No calls from the player. Mentioned Michael Zheng only been broken 3 times this week. Michael's path opening round of 64 win over Florida's Jeremy Jin, 1-2. Didn't even face a break point in that match. A reminder that no ad, no let. College tennis, meaning we get to 40 all deuce point, deciding point for the game, and they play the lets. There are no lets. And that ball just deep. Double fault for Zheng. Zheng then moved on. Princeton's top Nidin Jianzhen. 3-3 win for Michael there. Good serve, +1. The serve game really improved here for Zheng. He's been working a lot on that service game. Only one break against him in that match against Ivy League foe Nidin Johnson. Then he faced Georgia's Thomas Paulsell. Broken twice in that match. Dropped the first set 6-2, but then a 4-2 finish after that. 30 now for Zheng. Unforced error from Ozan. Michael Zheng holds for 1-all. Talk about that serving and the ability to get out of some holes for Michael. That match with Paulsell that Paulsell took the first set in, Michael was serving 5-4, love 40. Had himself in a spot. Goes service winner, ace, and then a couple long rallies that he manages to get both of to close that set out 6-4, then rolled 6-2 in the third. Finish out Michael's pathway here before we move on to Ozan. Then it was round of 8 quarterfinals. Lui Maxted, 6-3, 6-2. Only faced 4 break points, fought them all off, did Zheng. Oh, good anticipation from Baris there. Zheng got to that ball. Ozan knew he was going cross court, covered easily. And then semifinal match for Michael Zheng yesterday. Texas's Timo Lugu, undefeated in college tennis heading into the day, 24-0 between singles and doubles. As a freshman, had not lost a match. Finish that thought after this point. For 15 for Ozan now, but very unfortunate circumstances in that match. Everybody on Timo Lugu watch. Looking forward to a good one with Michael. The flu bug ran through the Texas camp on Friday night. Lugu came out, tried to give it a go, just had nothing. Got the 4-1 and he had to retire. He and partner Lucas Brown came out and gave it a shot in doubles, but they just didn't look the same. Very lackluster performance. That's how Michael got here. Ozan on the flip side, first rounder. Looked like a blockbuster on paper. He and Stanford's Samir Banerjee. Banerjee's had a lot of success in the fall. Ozan 1-2 in that match. Dominating performance for him. And then tough 3-setter with another fall surprise. Carl Emil Overbeck of Cal, who's had a tremendous fall, came in as the 4 seed. You see Ozan going after that one a little more. Sailed it long. You're going to see him mix up the pace a little. Not always trying to give Michael the same. Michael's such a good rhythm player. Can't just feed him the same ball every time. That was a three-setter, 6-2 in the third for Ozan there. And around to 16. Good close, good drop volley from Ozan. And we're going to see our first deciding point now. Baris fights off one break chance. There's another three-set win for Baris in the round of 16 over TCU's Pedro Vives. Straight set win over Jay Friend. Probably one of the better looking matches for him this week. Friend so dangerous of Arizona. That ball pulled wide, unforced error from Ozan Baris, and Michael Zheng on the board with the first break. He takes a 2-1 lead here. Finish out Ozan's pathway. He then faced Wake Forest DK Suresh yesterday in the semifinal. Suresh, big hitter. Interesting contrast in styles in that match. Very close as you would expect. Very hard to break DK. Ozan managed to pull that one out 7-5, 7-6. And that got him here. Take a quick look. We don't... Oh. Didn't fill those semifinals in. That's how the two guys got here. So Zhang now coming off the first break of the match. See if he can consolidate. Talk about this, the biggest improved part of his game. Clearly jinxed him there. Couple doubles for Michael. Early on, going to be interesting to see how the guys handle the wind on the serve. As I mentioned, probably avoiding too many terribly finesse type shots, but got to get that ball toss up in the wind on the serve. Ozan, love 30 to try to get that break right back now. These two have played once before. Last fall, in September, the Gamecock ranked +1, a tournament at South Carolina. Bring ranked players and another. They squared off in the final, and it was 6-love, 6-4 to Michael Zheng in that one. Notably, the courts at South Carolina very slow. Not the case here, so different conditions for sure.
Out! 15-30.
You see the players. It's only been yesterday and today, so still a little getting used to for them not calling it themselves. And if they don't hear the out call right away, they got to take a swing back. Great looking pass there
15-40.
from Ozan Baris, and now he's got 3 break chances to get this one right back on serve. And it's a break for Ozan Baris right back. You see him apologize.
Kittay. 2 games off for that.
Not sure why there, but excellent ball into the forehand corner. Talking to a few of the coaches around the courts today. Thought was that Michael Zheng was going to use that pressure into the forehand corner where he's really good against Ozan Baris, where that's probably his weakest spot. Good forehand followed in by Zheng there. Zheng also going to be heading right after this tournament over to France as part of the University Games. Representing the United States, it'll be he, Texas's Sebastian Gorsny, and Michigan's Gavin Young. Little let up on the backhand from Michael there. I believe the United States won that event last year. I'm not looking at it, but from memory, I think it was Gavin Young, Elliot Spizzirri, and Murphy Cassoni, maybe. Cassoni from Arizona State, Spizzirri from Texas. Gavin making the return trip for Michigan. Oh, that's a nice touch play there from Michael. Another look at that one. Looked like he was setting up for that inside out forehand. Goes inside in down the line. No chance for Baris to get there. Good heavy forehand from Baris there, forcing Michael to try to catch up to it. You can see trying to put some depth on it. If you give either one of these two a short ball, they're just going to follow it in and dictate the point from there. Oh, what a good backhand from Michael Zheng. Can't fault Ozan on the approach there. Got it deep here into the backhand corner. And a couple more break points. So after I lauded the service percentage holds for these guys, some early breaks. 2 breaks in 4 games, and Zheng looking to make it 3 out of 5. Oh, and Ozan,
Game. Columbia.
again, some of that craftiness
Columbia leads 3 games to 2. First set.
we talked about we'd see from Ozan. Goes with the slice forehand into Michael's backhand. Follows it in. But wide on the volley. So it's a third break in 5 games here in the first set. Michael Zheng back up a break again. 3 breaks in a row now. After starting with a couple holds, you see Michael there in near side chairs talking to head coach Howie Endelman for Columbia. It's been quite the year for Columbia athletics. A great time
Time.
for all things Columbia right now.
Go, Mike.
Big one this weekend. Columbia wins their football game. Beat Cornell. Finished 5-2 for a school that rarely does that in football. Harvard was 5-1, lost to Yale. Ended up with a 3-way tie. Columbia, Dartmouth, Harvard all share the Ivy title in football this year. And you see Michael come in. He does indeed try to pressure that forehand corner of Baris. We've talked about that. Ozan puts the volley right back on Michael's hip. Michael couldn't handle that. Be something if we started out with 4 out of 6 breaks here. Michael digs himself a love 30 hole. The last 9 months in ITA play, Zheng a ridiculous 34-4. Finished the year 19-3 in his last 22 matches last year, and he's 15-1 this year. That's the kind of serving right there. If he can pull it in a little bit, Michael's looking for the 3 points. Draws the air off the forehand wing from Ozan.
Let's go. Let's go. Right here, Patty.
Another forehand error from Baris. A couple of unforced errors. Lets Michael Zheng back to 30 all here. The strength of his game recently has been the serve, so you don't want to give those unforced errors, figuring he's going to find a free point or two along the way as well. Hasn't quite found that first serve yet today, though. Not sure if the condition's a factor for him. Three forehand errors in a row for Baris. That one off a second serve return. There you see Zheng not serving off that ball toss. And there's that improved serve we talked about. He gets that free point. So out of the love 30 hole, digs Michael Zheng. He gets the hold for 4-2, consolidates that break. Unable to do it the first time, does it the second. So now Zheng, 4-2. Talked about Ozan this week. He has been all business. Even asked him about doubles at one point. His doubles partner, Aristoteles Thanos, also in the singles tournament this week. Finish that thought in a moment. Oh, you saw him put a little extra on it, try to put a little extra on it there. Overcooked wide and deep, but asked him why no he and Aris this week here in doubles, and he said they talked about it. Just said now they don't want to play doubles. They were focused on the singles. Laser focus for Baris this week. Zheng, on the other hand, was in the doubles field. He and doubles partner Hugo Hashimoto. Knocked out earlier. Again, our men's doubles match will follow this one. A short break, and then they'll get them on. It's Michigan's Gavin Young and Ben Kittay. TCU's Pedro Vives and Lui Maxted. That looks like the conditions. Baris taking a swing. Not a particularly hard hit ball from Zheng, and just caught the edge of the frame with it. Be hard for these conditions to not play a factor. Very tough to see here. Not even flags really up there to kind of get a gauge of the wind. It is very windy. Supposed to be a nice day. Going to get up to right around 80 degrees today here. Good from Michael there. Good approach into the backhand corner. Easy volley put away, and now Baris facing what feel like a couple virtual set points here. Breaks to put Michael up 5-2 and let him serve for the first set. Fights the first one off. Good approach. Gets it to a deciding point. Oh, now that was all conditions right there. What a tough ball. Probably would have let that one bounce if I was Ozan, and I'm sure that's what he's thinking to himself in hindsight. Michael Zheng gets the break for 5-2. Double break lead now. He's going to get an opportunity to serve for the first set. Interesting tactics, though, in that point. You saw Michael Zheng hitting those slice backhands and hitting them short. Almost as if he was trying to bait Baris to have to come in behind it. Looks like he feels like he can get the better of that game. Ozan not taking the bait. And then hitting a great ball into that forehand corner that Zheng barely got to and popped well up in the air. Not even sure that was going to land in. It looked like the wind was taking it back in, and I think that's what Ozan thought. And instead of letting it bounce, he went for the awkward, call that more of a push volley, if you will. Couldn't hit an overhead. Dumped it into the net, and Michael takes a 5-2 lead now. Zheng catching Baris wrong-footed there, going back behind him. Some unforced errors early for Zheng, but he's been very clean since. For a guy that just likes to play his game, letting him run through the first set like this isn't going to get him off it. Baris is going to have to figure something out on his end. You see him, he was set on getting a forehand return, had to run way outside and around that. Even if he had gotten that back, he'd have been so far off the court. Zheng certainly would have made him run. Oh, Michael gets to it easily and goes with a little too much finesse. Cross-court slice that hits the tape and stays on his side of the net. You heard some applause in the background, and you can see over on the right side of your screen in the stands there, we got a gap between these two courts, but on the other side of the court to our right is the women's final being played right now. Auburn's DJ Bennett, Georgia's Dasha Vidmanova. Vidmanova, the 2 seed. She's played in everything now. Couple singles finals, doubles champion last year, played in the team final. Another double fault for Michael Zheng. Okay if you're getting tons of free points, but so far, obviously 5-2, he can't complain much. But his first serve hasn't been that good yet. Could be a little scary if you're Ozan. This kid's not serving very well, and he's still up 5-2. Looked more like a shot of frustration. Ozan trying to figure out what he's got to do here. Michael not giving him a lot of errors, and he really went after that forehand a little too aggressively. It's going to bring up a couple set points here for Michael Zheng to open the day. Little touch shot from Michael Zheng. Not up. calls the chair. Ozan unable to get it. And Michael Zheng closes out the first set 6-2. So a very good start for Colombia's Michael Zheng, trying to get done this year what he couldn't last year. You see Ozan walking. Looks like he's going to head off to the restroom, take his 5-minute break. Players will get new balls. See the officials out, measure the net, make sure everything's good. Give us a chance to talk a few stories. Colombia men's tennis traveling well this week. Had a previous quarterfinalist in Winston Lin, who until Michael had made it as far as he did last year, had been the most recent one to make it that far. Winston Lin, a quarterfinalist in 2015 right here at Baylor. Lost indoors to Virginia's Tyson Kwiatkowski. But Winston Lin was here yesterday for that semifinal. Unfortunately, only got to see 5 games played. But an even more fun story for me was a man named Hank Ewert. Hank has been here 3 days, I think, this week. Was the team manager in 72 and 73. Said he knew nothing about tennis. Team welcomed him in with open arms. Said, that's okay, you could be our manager. Graduated in 74. Was back at Columbia this year for his 50th reunion. Now lives in Austin. He's driven up 3 days this week to see Michael play. Believe he's here again today. When Hank came on Tuesday this week, so that would have been the first day of play, round of 64. He came up, watched that first round match, saw Michael play. It was the first time he had seen a Columbia tennis match in 50 years. Hadn't seen a match since the spring of 74, the year he graduated. So, well done, Hank, making it up to cheer Michael on. Another thing we got to talk about here, we've got an All-American final, and with the change in format this year, moving the NCAA championships to the fall, there were questions when that happened about what does that mean to the fact that you see that umbrella blowing over, closing up there. What does that mean to the fact that there's been an unwritten rule? It's not ever been written on paper, but there's been an unwritten rule that should the NCAA singles champion be an American, that they would get an entry into the U.S. Open, a wild card entry into the U.S. Open. That's been the case in singles for some time, unwritten, as I said. Well, now that we're playing this in the fall, it's a little problematic to give out a wild card now for a tournament that doesn't take place until next August. So that format's changed. And while some might think it's not, hey, you don't get, the winner no longer gets an automatic wild card, it's actually, I think, for the better, as we're going to get guaranteed college player in the U.S. Open every year. What's happened is they've moved that to a wild card playoff. 4 individuals, both men and women, that played collegiate at least one semester, so either this fall or the spring, little more aggressive right out of the gate from Ozan.
Big team up.
Going sleeveless too. But as long as you play this semester, you're eligible for the wild card playoff, and any American that makes the finals here in the individuals automatically in that playoff. Oh, too good. Great touch from Ozan on the drop shot there. So by virtue of their appearance in the finals here, both of these players earn entry into that U.S. Open wild card tournament that will be played next summer. See Ozan into it now. So a good chance that they get to meet again, either in the first round or the finals of that tournament. The winner of that 4-person playoff gets the main draw wild card. Quick hold it love for Ozan now to start the second.
First game, second set.
The loser of the final in that 4-person playoff, i.e. the finalist, will receive a wild card into the qualifying draw. So guaranteed entries to college players in both the main draw and the qualifying draw at the U.S. Open. And what'll happen now, we've filled 2 spots by the virtue of these 2 Americans being in the final here. The other 2 spots in that wild card draw will be open to a committee. And that committee will consider things like ITA ranking,
Big team up.
audio adjustment there. Sorry about that. Ozan definitely coming out more aggressive here in the second. But again, I was saying that wild card tournament now with these 2 in, it'll go to a committee to take things into account like ITA ranking, ATP ranking, etc., and they'll select the other 2 collegiate American entries.
30 to 10.
And that's the serve we've been talking about that Michael's been working on. There's the free points that are helping him have such a good hold percentage this week. See, this is Ozan Baris tennis here. He's just trying to figure it out. He's gone from sitting on the baseline to now trying to get uber aggressive. The answer is probably obviously somewhere in the middle. Michael's not making errors. It's just tough to find points on him. He's so solid. Mentioned he's only been broken 3 times this week coming in today. Had faced 19 break points, so saved 16 of 19.
Game, Columbia.
unforced error from Ozan there. So 84% on his break point face is Zheng. Baris not far behind. He's faced considerably more in 35, saved 28 of them for 80%. The other thing they've both done well is break when they've had the opportunity. Both over 50%. Getting their break points.
Love the team.
Critical juncture here. Zhang's been so good. Ozan certainly doesn't want to get himself down an early break, although he's had multiple matches this week where he's had to battle back. Had those back-to-back three-setters with Overbeck and Vives in the round of 32 and 16. Unlucky off the net there. Gave Michael good time to set up. But as I mentioned, one of the most impressive matches for Baris this week against Jay Friend of Arizona. Very tricky match. So much firepower for Friend. Just deep. You see Ozan looking at both the lines person and the chair. The chair able to overrule him. That's happened multiple times here yesterday in our first matches with the full-time lines people, but no overrule from the chair now. And it's going to be 3 break points for Michael Zheng. Ozan continuing to be aggressive. Works his way in for an easy put away there. Fights off the first of 3 break chances. Still 2 coming for Zheng here.
Point. Receiver's choice. Go, Mike.
So 2 fought off, down to a deciding point. You see, great serve there from Ozan. Zheng unable to get it back. Ozan very emphatic with the celebration there. That was another reason the match with Jay Friend was so interesting. Not only does Friend have all kinds of firepower, but one of the more entertaining players to watch in college tennis. Lots of antics. He loves to bring them on. Celebrations after 1 point, after good shots. Get a little bit of that out of, a little bit of that out of Ozan too, but a little more subdued this week. Everything's been much more professional from him, but you see there, that emotion, he knew that was a big hold. As well as Michael striking the ball, he did not want to be down a set and a break this early. Doesn't want to be down a set and a break, period. And that's the serve from Michael Zheng that we've been talking about. Hard, flat, down the tee. Baris able to get a racket on it, so it's not an ace, but a service winner from Zheng there. You can hear the wind blowing something, some sort of chain against a pole in the background. That point, a good example of, you can see how the conditions having an effect on some of this play. Just not going to be the cleanest looking tennis because of that. Nothing the guys can do about that, but when the wind's blowing that strong, you just can't make it all look pretty. Got into a little finesse game at the net. A little pickleball-esque there, and might need to tell Michael he needs to work on that pickleball game. He popped that ball straight up to the backhand of Ozan, who put it away down the line. Update on the women's match being played 2 courts over. It's a 6-3 2-love lead for Georgia's Dasha Vidmanova. A great serve into the body of Baris, who just tried to duck and get a racket overhead on it. So 30 all. As these matches finish, we'll have interviews with each of our winners. That'll be on our other channel with Alex Gruskin. There's a nice easy patient winner there from Michael on the +1 here. Took a step back and then inside out forehand into the corner for a winner, and 40-30 now. But all interviews today on our other channel with Alex Gruskin. I'll try to keep you apprised if and when they do happen, so that you can tune in if you want to hear the players talk about their wins. Another good serve from Zheng. So he gets out of that 15-30 deficit. Gets us to 2-all in the second set. Same score we had in the first set. Although we had already had a couple breaks by that time in the first. Michael had the possibility of taking the fall off playing some pro tennis this year. Decided to come back to Columbia. Probably glad he did now. Decision paying off. Playing for an NCAA title and earning an automatic berth into the U.S. Open wildcard playoff. Couldn't ask for much more. Ozan off to a good start in his service game. Been fun to see Michael and his former teammates this week as well. Great backhand down the line from Zheng. Unable to handle it was Ozan, but Ivy League's got a strict 4-year policy because of those COVID years and for various players. Some of them still with a remaining year of eligibility, unable to play in the Ivy League. So some grad transfers for a bunch of his former teammates. Alex Kotzen transferring over to Tennessee. Henry Ruger to Vanderbilt. Ishan Ravishander to LSU. Theo Winiger to Duke. Winiger and Kotzen both here this week. Saw them all hanging around. Still Michael fans. They've been cheering for him. So that wasn't a planned serve and volley from Ozan, but when the ball came off the racket of Michael, he could tell it was going to be very short. Rush to the net. Didn't end up making it over, but 3 chances now for Ozan to make this a 3-2 lead. And there is an unforced error from Michael. One of the few. You see stepping down right there, right behind the chair. Was longtime coach of Ozan, Mike Flowers, was with him in the USTA days, still with him now. And then you see sitting on the grass, I believe we have our first Harry Jaden sighting. Harry, the head coach at Michigan State, hasn't been here this week, coming in today for the match.
Go, Mike.
Assistant coach Kazuki Matsuno also there, so all 3 coaches around for the Spartans this week. Head coach Howie Endelman, I believe, the only one here for Michael and Hugo this week. You see him sitting right behind the chair on the concrete.
Go, Michael.
See the wind really blowing Baris' shirt around there. It's very windy. Makes it just a tad chilly as well. A lot of opening in that shirt. Gets it really whipping around on Ozan. Just wide. You saw Ozan sort of fake his approach. I think he was actually thinking about getting into the net there, decided better of it. Might possibly have disrupted Michael Zheng and what he was going to do. unforced error there from Zheng, and another little opening early here at 15:30 for Ozan on a Zheng service game. See that point, the epitome of what we thought we'd see. Michael's just going to hit Michael's ball, and Ozan throwing in slice with side spin. Anything to disrupt the rhythm. It was effective, but Michael gets another freebie on his serve there. Now 30 all. Vidmanova continues to maintain her set and break lead over in the women's final. 6-3-3-1 now for Vidmanova. Each one of those, you can hear him saying every time.
What am I going to take? Let's go. What am I going to take?
He just looks like he wants to get into it. You can tell it's a little more forceful, but he just keeps overcooking every one of those inside into the forehand corner of Zheng. And another good serve from Michael down the tee that Ozan can't handle. And it's a hold for Michael Zheng for 3 all. Official there moved down to the other service line with Ozan going to serve. I think that's Andrew Rogers. Rogers, our master scheduler this week, getting the guys all their court assignments. Just really hard to tell that it is the conditions, but these conditions just lead to some ugly-ish tennis. A lot of unforced errors, a little tougher following and tracking that ball. See, Ozan came out really aggressive here in the second. Seems like he's backed off a little. Another forehand error. Baris, it feels like he came out really aggressive, really pumped, backed off a little on the aggressiveness, and it's might need to find a little bit more of that. Michael seems to be getting the better of these baseline rallies right now. Unable to create the unforced error there. I mentioned these courts little quick, resurfaced here I think not too long ago. The players have described them as bouncy but fast this week. And a reminder, they are using the Wilson balls here in an NCAA event. Oh, that one hurts. You can see it from the expression and the body language of Ozan there. Just staring at the net where he dropped that ball right into the tape. because now he's facing 3 break points. Already down a set here. Gonna have to find a way to dig out of this. Done it once before this set already. Ozan finally kept that little extra oomph on that inside-in forehand down just inside the baseline. Draws the error from Zheng. So he fights that first one off. 2 more to come if needed for Michael Zheng. You saw Michael. Michael put the finger up calling it wide, but it doesn't matter what he thinks, but the official call did come. Oh, the error from Ozan Baris. He went to the forehand slice to mix things up. Michael Zheng played a backhand slice that you saw Ozan looked like he wanted to run around and hit a forehand, but couldn't get around it quick enough. Had to change to the backhand at the last minute. Sailed it long. So Michael Zheng now a set in the break, 6-3, 4-3, 2 games away from an NCAA title. Howie Endelman, you see on the side there, trying to coach Michael Zheng to an NCAA title.
Here we go, Mike.
Howie was the 2nd person ever to win an Ivy League title. He's a player, an assistant, and a head coach.
Love the team. Mind if I get the third? I think it's back there. Like over beyond the fence.
Looking for that third ball. Michael telling Ozan he think it went back. Ozan taking an opportunity for a nice leisurely stroll to go retrieve it. Michael became the third 2-time All-American for Columbia in singles last year. Now the first 3-timer. Earning that status this year. In the round of 16 here, it gives you that glory. This fall change has caused a few changes there as well. It used to be that if you were seeded in the NCAA tournament, you were automatically an All-American. Now that this event takes place so early in the year, the seeding no longer gets it to you. You need to make it to the round of 16 or top 20 at the end of the year, or win the All-American Championships in the fall. Those are your 3 ways to earn All-American status as a singles player. See Michael just not giving anything away right now. He's making Ozan make the decision. When are you going to change it up? When are you going to go for it? Literally looked like they were playing the game a lot of the guys play in practice of, let's see how many balls we can hit. Let's get a count. Let's get a rally count. See how high we can get it. Both of them just hitting the ball back to each other. Who was going to blink first? Michael blinks, so 30 all. Mentioned Michael becoming the first 3-time singles All-American for Columbia. They had a couple 2-timers. Henry Bunnis in 73 and 74. Winston Lynn, the aforementioned, who was there yesterday, back in 14 and 15. Also had Jack Lynn, once in singles, once in doubles as a multi-time All-American. Patience there from Ozan. He looks like he's convinced that he can sit back at the baseline and win that rally game with Michael Zheng. And he's now got a couple break points. See if Michael Zheng and that serve he's been working on can dig out of another hole here. You saw 2 balls in a row there. The conditions played an effect. It wasn't clean off the racket of Ozan Baris. It wasn't clean off the racket of Michael Zheng. But it's Zhang's ball that misses. And Ozan gets the break to get us back on serve at 4 all. believe Dasha Vidmanova now serving for the match and an NCAA championship. 2 courts over, 6-3, 5-2 for Vidmanova right now. Let's see if Ozan can get back out in front here. Oh, it's an excellent serve to start things off. Wide, didn't look like Michael was expecting that. We take another look. Yeah, you saw that split step, but unable to get over there. Deep return, looked like almost right on the baseline. Forcing Ozan to be hitting that off his back foot almost, a little lazy-ish swing at the forehand into the net. Great drop shot there from Baris. Zheng able to get to it, but didn't really have a choice. He couldn't go straight up over the net. It would have been popped up right in the air. Had to try to go cross court. See if we get a look at that. Well executed. Michael goes for the deep angle. So 40-15 to 40-30 now. Still a couple game points for Ozan here to put some scoreboard pressure on Zheng. See Zheng not happy with that pass attempt, but Ozan does get the hold, and now Ozan with a little scoreboard pressure on Michael Zheng here for the first time, forcing Zheng to serve to stay in the set. Meanwhile, Auburn's DJ Bennett with 3 break points down on court to our right to try to get one of the 2 breaks back that she's down to Dasha Vidmanova. Baris is the hometown kid for Michigan State. Grew up in the area. Michigan State fan his entire life. Decided to go there. A big commitment for him. Michigan State had not been a big tennis powerhouse. It was going to be up to him to start it, which indeed he did. And Harry Jaden started to build from there, and now they're becoming one. They've signed a lot of talent. They've got a January freshman coming in that's really going to up the level for them. Oh, come on. This is Ozan tennis right here. He looks down and out and finds a way. Always finds a way, it seems. Look at that pass from Ozan Baris. You just can't count him out, and he's so hard to put away. And there's that serve that we've been talking about from Michael Zheng. So nice to be able to dig out of holes if you can get a couple free points along the way. That's one earned for Zheng there. Ozan blinks first. You see both of them content to play the rally game. They both had backhand slices halfway to the service line and both chose to retreat and keep the rally going. They're just playing to see who's going to be the first to give the other guy either the unforced error or the really short ball they can just take advantage of and come in on. Match points for Vidmanova now. Zheng that time playing that rally game, lured him into that. Down the line backhand winner from Michael Zheng. You see Ozan, that's more frustration than anything. I mean, it was a clean winner. I don't even think he necessarily gave him a bad ball. They were just playing the rally game back and forth, and Michael decided to be the first one to go for the winner. Beautifully done there from Ozan. One into the backhand corner, got the short ball back. Take another look. There's that ball into the backhand corner, gets the short. Just clears the net there. Inside in. Winner, so now 40-30 for Zheng. And indeed, Dasha Vidmanova did finish that match from the women's final. So Vidmanova, your first singles champion of the day. Oh, another double fault. Untimely there from Michael Zheng. That's going to bring up deuce. It's a deciding point, set point here for Ozan Baris. Now, can Zheng find another one of those big serves? He's had more success here going down the tee. He's got that big flat wide, but the majority of these service winners have come down the tee. See what he does. Wow! Ozan Baris, are you kidding me? Gets the big flat wide back on the run on the defensive the whole point. Looked like Zheng had that one put away. And Ozan comes up and makes him hit one more ball. And we'll take another look at that one. Right there, Zheng should have had the ball put away. Just too soft on the volley. Ozan gets to it. The court speed for Baris is outstanding. Broke a shoelace yesterday sliding into a ball. Shows those wheels off and knots us up at a set apiece. This is Ozan tennis here again. A set and a break down late, 4-3. He claws back even. And then from 40-15 down at 5-4. Gets one, gets a double fault, and then makes that pass. We'll look at that one more time. Zheng just, this volley from Michael Zheng. Looks like he's got the whole court and maybe he just needs to put it there. But it was just too soft. Either needed to drop it or needed to push it more solidly through the court. He lets Ozan get to it. Barely. Ozan able to get it up and over. I think it surprised even Michael, and that was the reason that Michael looked to get almost nothing on that ball. Might have just caught the frame. Just dropped right in front of him off his racket. And we're now square at a set apiece. See our cameraman wander up. Not sure. He knows where he's going. Here, the trophy presentation for Dasha Vidmanova and DJ Bennett. So Vidmanova takes the singles title. Vidmanova now has won both the singles and doubles title. Won the doubles title last year. Her partner, Isaac O'Mert, wins the singles title this year. And now they're going to get into the women's doubles over on that court.
Final set.
We'll kick off a third set here. Ozan Baris to serve.
No!
Oh, what a rally. If that's what we're going to get in the third set, go make some lunch, folks. We're going to be here a while. Get the distinct feeling that both of these guys at this point think they can find the eventual ball to dictate from in the rally and are willing to play the long rallies. This could be quite the lengthy third set. Hour and 33 minutes in right now. And it seems like they're both right. They just keep trading who eventually misses on the long rallies. There's Ozan the one before, Michael on this one. Thought it was interesting on the last point you heard Ozan go from the audible grunting when hitting it to a whistling sound. More like he was exhaling as he hit. Deep breath here. A couple of them for Ozan before this second serve. Oh, Michael thought that was out. You could see it. He thought that ball was going long. No call came, and he had to swing at it. Too late. A couple game points for Ozan Baris now. Good pickup volley, but eventually popped up. In the pass from Michael Zheng. Tell you what, if I'd been the guy at the net there, I'd have been a little scared he was coming right at me. Zheng did pop the forehand pretty good, but he went cross court. Now a big deciding point here to open the third set for Ozan Baris serving. And the volley goes wide. Baris chucks the ball, and Michael Zheng starts the third with a break. You can see the disgust for Ozan, kicking anything he can, flicking things with the racket. Coach Harry Jaden going to stroll over and have a word with him. Look, he came back from 4-3, a breakdown in the second, being a breakdown in the first game of the set. Nothing to scoff at here. And that's just the way Ozan plays. He never thinks he's out of it. And that ball, unlucky for Michael Zheng, popped up off the net, giving Ozan a free look. Reverse of the last game. If I'm Michael at the net, I'm a little scared that Ozan's got that free look to come right at me. Both guys being gentlemen, making the easy passes away from the man at the net. Ozan down the line there. Michael outlasting in the long rally that time, but again, these seem to have been pretty close to 50-50 here on who gets the longer rallies. Getting word they're going to do the women's ceremony at the next changeover for the men. And if we indeed get any interviews after that, I'll keep you posted so you can tune into Alex Gruskin's feed for that. Nothing yet. Oh, stop it! Ozan finally decides to go for it. Inside in down the line, and Michael Zheng. Take a look at this. Great ball right down the line. And Michael with the short angle cross-court pass. You saw Ozan just sort of look up at the sky like, you've got to be kidding me. That ball deep, so 40-15 now for Zheng. But if you remember, he had 40-15 in that 4-5 service game before Ozan came back to close out the set with a break. Guarantee you Michael hasn't forgotten that. Just long from Baris, so Zheng gets the hold here. See if we can catch any words from Howie Endelman. Couldn't quite make that out from Howie. I thought he said hit close to the court. Yeah. You saw the hesitation on Michael there. He doesn't even really want to come in at this point. But that ball into the corner was so good, he had to follow it in. But the volley response just wasn't good enough. Ozan too easy on the pass there. I feel like neither player really wanting to move forward at this point, but Michael particularly seems comfortable to ride it out. From the baseline, see if Ozan has any designs on getting aggressive here. 15-all, down a break early in the third. There's a free point for Ozan Baris. Miss-hit return from Zheng, so 30-15. Oh. Ball popped up. Zheng with the winner. Didn't see that coming. See Harry stepping in with a few words for Ozan there. Element of surprise there from Michael Zheng as he looks to have just been content on those shorter balls to just put it back and begin the rally again. And that time he went for the winner. Beautiful inside out. Chest high forehand from Ozan Baris there. See, he gets this one just outside the service line for the inside out forehand winner. So a couple game points now for Baris down the early break here. Dropping a deciding point in his opening service game. Certainly would love to not have to face another one now. Just wide from Michael Zheng, and Ozan Baris does indeed get the hold without having to face another break chance. Big hold for Ozan Baris there. This one's sort of feeling a little reminiscent of the first set where Zheng got an early break lead. Oh, here we're mentioned in our next changeover. We're going to have that trophy presentation there out of sight. Doing that down on that. If you've watched any of our coverage during the week, there's a brick walkway between the 3 courts here on the left and the 3 on the right. Try to take a look real quick and see if we catch him over there. No, just off to the right. That's the women's doubles match getting ready to go, and you can see the end of an NCAA. You can see the trophy being handed out just to the right there. title trophy going to Dasha Vidmanova of Georgia. Runner-up DJ Bennett from Auburn. It was an all-SEC final there. Got the Ivy in the Big Ten here. See, they're getting that scoreboard straightened out. Somebody must have reset it. But it is indeed 2-1 Michael Zheng here in the third, up a break. Also had our wheelchair final being played today. Apologize, I didn't get to any of that. I haven't seen the score either.
Number 2, ready for women's doubles final. From Virginia, a season multiple American, only insurance team. The senior from Canada,
from Alabama, 6'3", 6'4" over Caden Baxter of Michigan in the wheelchair final.
And representing UCLA, a freshman from South Pasadena, California, Olivia Sensor, and a freshman from Pasadena, California, Kittay.
Here are the announcements going on for the women's doubles final. Very interesting note in that match, an all-freshman pairing for UCLA. Olivia Center, Kate Fakih. Two freshmen who've already played in the U.S. Open doubles. Virtue of earning their way as juniors, I believe, through the USTA 18s. And there's a great forehand from Baris after Zheng opened up 30 love here. So that women's doubles final about to get started. We saw them warming up. Our men's doubles final will follow this match on this court. Again, if we get interviews with Dasha Vidmanova, I'll let you know when, so you can switch over to that channel. Unlucky for Ozan Baris there. That serve clipped the net. Again, no ads, no lets. So Baris having to play that serve off the net. Got a little away from him. 3 game points now for Michael Zheng. First one, and you see Zheng hesitate a little. The previous ball looked like it might have been, or at least he thought it was going to be deep. Had to make the last second play on it. That one almost the same, but did get the out call. So the forehand long gives Zheng a hold for 3-1 here in the third. Dasha Vidmanova is on her way to the interview desk now, so if you want to hear her thoughts on her match today and the national championship she's earned for herself from the University of Georgia, tune in to Alex Gruskin on the other feed. He'll have that interview momentarily. Quick, easy hold for Ozan Baris. Exactly what he needs, trying to find a break to get back in it now.
Number 2, this is it. The NCAA Finals. Virginia, UCLA. Let's award some simple hardware versus right now.
Gotta love our MC on site. It's been wonderful here at Baylor this week. I can't stress enough to you folks that aren't here how well everyone at Baylor has treated us, how well the event's been run. All the staff they've got working. We've got a DJ on site every morning cranking out the music. Got the MC calling out the matches. Head coach Michael Woodson of the men's program. Jackie Haddock, the missus. Everything here for Baylor tennis. Really doing everything to make sure this event's run smoothly, and it's been wonderful. The weather's been great. Knock on wood, the only day we had rain was Monday, our media day and practice day for these players. Not the biggest serve, but still not timed right by Baris, and it's a free point for Zheng on his serve. Another free point, 30 love. Again, if you want to hear that Vidmanova interview, tune over now. I can hear my co-host Alex Gruskin in the booth next door doing that interview. Catch her thoughts on another national championship for her and the Georgia Bulldogs. Again, she won the doubles last year, singles this year. Seemed to be a very late call. I actually thought that was Ozan's grunt hitting the ball. Right about the time he struck the ball, the out call came. Whew. I think that one might have been called from the chair. Michael didn't like it. And another double fault for Michael.
Go, Michael.
So 30 love quickly becomes 30 all. I think that's double fault number 6 for Zheng. 5 or 6. Oh. And now 30 love to 30-40. And again, this is Ozan tennis here. Couple break chances. That one just wide enough that Michael didn't have to make the decision. Had it floated a little more in, he might have been forced to hit it. So now a deciding point. We'll see if Zheng can come up with another big serve. Oh, and puts that away, looking to see Ozan look like he was not liking a call. I'm not sure what there is not to like.
Right here, Mike. Let's go. Come on.
Maybe the service? I'm not sure. He was pointing down there at the service line. Coach Harry Jaden tried to calm him down as Zheng comes up with 2 big break points fought off. You see him asking Coach Howie Endelman to fill up his water bottle for him. You see Endelman on his knees there behind the chair doing just that. It's getting warm out. Oh, the inside in from Michael Zheng. Very good. Get another look at that one. Runs around it. Looks like he's going inside out. Goes inside in down the line. Questioning before how many double faults. It does look like that's 5 double faults for Michael Zheng now, against only 1 ace. Now Ozan Baris. Tough spot.
Right here, Mike. Let's go.
Down a break. Now Love 30 and kind of coming off that emotional game where he had 2 chances to break. A little bit of an outburst at the end. He's got to keep his head in it here. What a forehand. Inside out from Michael Zheng. Really setting himself up for a good spot now. See this next one. Hit the first one, got it even shorter. Hit it again, and now 4 break chances. You see Ozan's going to take his time. Won't be surprised if he gets a time violation warning here. Zheng puts it away. It's a double break 5-2 lead. Michael Zheng is going to serve for the match and an NCAA title. Michael Zheng is going to serve for the first ever NCAA singles title for Columbia. There have been singles champions from the Ivy League, but it's been a long time. Not 100% sure. I know Harvard had a slew back in the early 1900s, pre-1920. I'm not sure if it's happened since. Again, Ozan Baris getting to that ball to make Michael hit the volley, just like he won the break point in the second set. Does it again there, and Michael again. Seems like Michael's as amazed as I am that Ozan's getting there, catching him off guard. Not catching him off guard with that one. Michael puts the +1 back in the corner. Earns the easy volley that time. You see our head referee Anthony Montero darting across the court there. Longtime chair of officials for the ITA. Ozan Baris not giving up. Take a look at this forehand right down the line here. Nothing Michael Zheng can do. Gives him a little clap. Good sportsmanship between these two all match. Not sure I'd be clapping to my opponent 15 all trying to serve for national title. Wow, what a point. You see the frustration on Ozan. Ozan looked like he had that point won a couple times. Michael Zheng playing Ozan tennis there, chasing everything down, making Ozan hit the extra ball. So 30 all now, 2 points away for Michael Zheng. It's a double break lead, so Ozan needs to find a break here, hold his serve, and then try to find another. Stranger things have happened. Let's see what Michael can do. Ozan had the spot. Michael was guessing cross. The line was there, but he couldn't make it. And now Michael Zheng has 2 match points for an NCAA singles title, the first for his school. See Ozan walking it off, getting his breath. Match point number 1. He only needs one. Michael Zheng from Colombia. You see, he heads over to Howie. Howie says, nope, go to Ozan first. Michael Zheng is your 2024 NCAA singles champion. So after making it to the finals last year, falling short to Philip Leninchek of Alabama, Michael Zheng makes it this year. You see Howie Endelman congratulating Mike Flowers, Kazuki Matsuno, and now Harry and Howie share a hug. And quickly the single sticks come out. Anthony Montero heads over towards the chair. They're going to get ready for our doubles final. First one out of the chair, Benjamin Kittay. Grabbing the balls on the left, now on your right and yours to the camera. Gavin Young, University of Michigan. Love that MC on the far side. Pedro Vives, Lui Maxted of TCU. It's Maxted in the white hat, Vives in the black. It's going to be Vives to serve here first. Quick put away. A little out of breath, still recovering here. Forgive me, folks. Made a quick run down. Going to see if we can have a special treat for you as they're doing the post-match interviews with the players, trophy presentation. After they do the trophy presentation, while the players, or at least Michael Zheng, heads for his presser, I'm going to see if I can steal Coach Howie Endelman, get him up in the booth here for a few words with him. Good return from Kittay there. Contrast in sizes here. Kittay and Gavin Young, big team, long arms, long reach. They go 6'4", 6'5", do these two. Good placement on the serve. Easy put away for Maxted. It's funny, early in the tournament, talking to Vives, he told me he was on his revenge tour. Get to that in a moment. Unable to get a clean racket on that one was Kittay. Vives, I think, said he had knocked out Suresh, who had knocked him out before. And then they knocked out the Mississippi State duo, who I think he said knocked them out of NCAAs last year. Called it the revenge tour. I saw him last night heading into this match. Finish that thought in a moment. Quick hold for the TCU pair. They take a 1-love lead, but it was just as Vives and Maxted were leaving from their post-match interview and Young and Kittay were coming in. And I asked, or the other way around, I think it was the other way around. Young and Kittay were leaving, Vives and Maxted coming in. I asked Pedro, I said, so the revenge tour continues? And he said, no, the revenge tour's over. We're all friends now. And he pointed at Gavin and he said, this guy let us in. And they had a big handshake and a hug. And what happened was Gavin Young was playing sectionals with Bjorn Svensson, already in the NCAA field with Kittay. And they got to the semifinals, and Young and Svensson pulled out. Big reach for Gavin Young off that 6'5" frame, so Young and Svensson gave the walkover to Maxted and Vives, which automatically put them into the NCAA field. So no revenge, just a friendly match here, he says. just long. Kittay got a racket on it. Unable to land it, though. That ball sneaking in on the body of Lui Maxted a little. You see, he was trying to go line. Made for a little awkward backhand as it was slicing into his stomach. It's Benjamin Kittay serving here for Michigan. Good second serve there from Kittay. Kittay, the transfer in from North Carolina. And folks, I've got a special guest now joining me in the booth. Columbia men's tennis head coach, Howie Endelman. Howie, welcome. First question, how you feeling right now?
I feel great. Very proud of Michael. Chris, what can you say? He just has worked so hard. He's developed and matured so much on and off the court, and this is a real credit to Michael, his mom and dad, his sister, just this entire support system. I'm just so proud of Michael and so happy for him.
Great to hear. I ran down quickly after the match to try to catch you to see if I could still coerce you into coming to visit me, and you were on the phone. So the question is, you win a national championship, who's the first phone call?
Yeah, well, there are a lot of people. There's so many special people who are part of our Columbia tennis family, and we've got so many folks. We're following every point of not only this match, but the entire tournament. So just trying to thank those folks for everything they do for us, and all their support of Michael and all the guys over the years.
Yeah, I got some interesting stories that I brought up on the broadcast today from, I'm sure you know who, my unnamed source, that told me that you had both Winston Lynn here yesterday, and you had Hank Ewert, a guy that was the team manager 50 years ago for Columbia, come back and see his first Columbia tennis in 50 years this week, watching Michael Zheng.
That's pretty amazing. Hank is just here now today as well. He was actually wearing his uniform from the 73 team. A real good guy. He lives out in Austin. He's been here the whole week, and his wife came today. And Winston Lynn, of course, lives in Austin as well, and he was a two-time All-American for us, and it was really special to see him. His last college
lost
match
here, right?
Yeah, in 2015, he actually had 2 match points in the quarterfinals, serving for the match
Against Kwiatkowski.
Against Kwiatkowski, they played that indoors. So that was his last college match. So it was, I think, it was great to see Winston. It was, he's a real special person, and he's one of the guys who has meant so much to our program to help put us in the position to be where we're out there today.
So let's talk a little tennis here.
Sure.
Michael gets, really good first set, obviously, 6-2. They're kind of playing along, serves the whole way. You get to 4-5, 40-15, right? And then all of a sudden, it gets to deuce there, and it looked to me like, from my vantage point, it looked like he just wasn't. There was a couple of those points during the match. he wasn't expecting Ozan to be able
Yeah.
to get to that ball. I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
the best volley, right? He kind of
Yeah.
sat it up, but tremendous wheels and caught him off guard. He loses that point to get broken for 6-4. What's that set break changeover talk?
Yeah, it was kind of a quick turnaround there, right? Winston. Michael got the break at 3-all to go up.
Yeah, he was up 4-3.
Serving 4-3, 30-15. I think you got to give Ozan and his coaches a lot of credit. They kind of changed the strategy there, and Ozan kept playing. It kind of took the air out of the ball a little bit. He was playing everything through the middle, and it was so windy. The wind was swirling tremendously, and Ozan, to his credit, he was doing a lot of different things to change it up, and then he just started running, like you said, Chris. In that, when Michael was serving 4-5, I thought Michael played a perfect point. He came into the net at the right time, and Ozan just sprinted the whole width of the court and just hit a great backhand down the line. So you got to give him credit. I think it took both guys a while to get used to the swirling wind today. That probably took about 6 games in the first set, and then the tennis just kept getting better and better. And then Michael coming out in the third set, he played a very, very tough game to break. He kind of took charge a little more and tried to play a little more on his own terms, and then he got the hold right away quick, so up 2-0, and then took it from there.
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed tremendously with the speed of Ozan on the court. I thought there were multiple times there where even Michael was like, I thought he just didn't seem like he was ready, because it didn't look like there was any way the ball was coming back, like that ball on the backhand pass at set point. It was great. And I think, we were watching, and the match looked good as it was, but knowing, and it's hard for the viewers to see how windy and how tough the conditions were, that's just naturally going to make the match look a little uglier than a match in clean tennis. And even with that, it looked good. There were a few moments where both guys had maybe a ball off the frame from a ball that had a lot of air under it, because it's just tough to gauge. But it was very, very good tennis.
It really was. I think the guys really picked it up kind of in the start and to the middle of the second set, and I thought Ozan served himself out of a lot of tough games. Mike had 15-40, 30-40 quite a few times, and Ozan came up big with first serves, and he played terrific defense. So I think that was a little complicated for Michael, because he's been working a lot of coming in at the right time, and I thought he did, and then he would play everything the right way, and then, like you said, Chris, Ozan would just run it down. Yeah. And finally, Michael hit I think it was 2-4, 15-40. Mike came in again. He hit a really good volley, and then Ozan kind of stretched for it. Michael had an overhead, and he finished, and I think that was a real good step for him.
Yeah. All right, we're looking here. You can see on the screen here we got this doubles match. Different style of different player heights. Anyway, we got 2 big guys on the Michigan side. They go 6'4", 6'5", and Young and Kittay, and Vives and Maxted. Just in those conditions, does it favor the bigger guys or the teams that are going to be 2 up at the net more?
Yeah, well, I think that Gavin and Ben, I don't think both of their serves are so good that I don't think that the wind will really negatively affect it when they're serving, and they're just going to keep going forward. And Lui, he's got such a wonderful kind of attacking game. So this is going to be interesting, because the wind is swirling all over the place, especially when you get on the other side of the stands. You're with the wind all the time. So I think it's going to be very tough for the guys who are serving
from that grandstand end there.
Side,
Okay. Well, Howie, I really appreciate you coming. You coming up. I congratulate
Thank
you. So good to see see the success for Columbia, the first ever NCAA singles title for Columbia, right?
Yeah, it's the first one, and somebody sent me a message this morning that first time in 102 years that an Ivy player has won a national championship. So that's great, and I just got a text from our athletic director, Peter Filling. Columbia actually won the Ivy League title in football yesterday.
I mentioned that on the broadcast. You got a three-way 5-2 tie with Dartmouth and Harvard.
First time in I think it was 63 years. So this was a really special weekend for our program.
Yeah, it's been good. I hear Columbia athletics all the way around. Lots of sports on the rise that maybe typically haven't been. That not the case for you. You've been here for a while and had these guys on the national stage. Saw you at the final sight of the team event last year. You got Michael and Hugo here at the individuals.
Yep.
It's been wonderful. I really appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks,
Howie
Chris.
Endelman, thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris. Great to see you again. Thanks for everything you and Alex and all the guys do for all of college tennis and tennis in general.
Very well, much
Okay.
appreciated.
Okay.
All right, a special thank you to Howie Endelman for popping up here in the booth with us. Post-match. Back here, 2-all on serve, all holds so far. Vives second time through the serving rotation now. Game TCU, so 3-2 on serve. Check in on that women's match now. We got the women's doubles final. They started much earlier, so probably a little further along is my guess. Indeed they are. I believe Faki and Center had raced out to a 5-1 lead, got a little bit closer. Collard and Chervinsky got that back to 5-4, but 6-4 for Chervinsky and Collard, or excuse me, for Faki and Center in the first set. So a 6-4 first set for the UCLA all-freshman duo. They also lead 1-love in the second.
Hey, boys, let's go in here, huh? Go.
Wow. No call there. I agree with Vives and Maxted. That's, even from my vantage point, that serve looked deep. Oh, I think they are going to call it deep and play it again. Are they? No, they're not. Okay, so that call stands. 15-love. Oh, great hands from Lui Maxted. Can't stress enough, such a great guy. Howie Endelman, I can hear him next door popping in for a couple pleasantries with my co-host and partner, Alex Gruskin. Couldn't be happier for him, bringing the first NCAA singles title to Columbia. First in 102 years in the Ivy League. And now the hands flashed from Pedro Vives. chance for TCU here at 15:30 to be the first one to throw up several break points. Vives and Maxted, both seniors. Vives from the Rafael Nadal Academy. Mallorca, and that's a double fault for Benjamin Kittay, and that's going to provide 3 break chances here to TCU. Lui Maxted from the UK, all international duo against the All-American pair, Kittay and Young. The fact that Kittay and Young have made the finals here earns them a ticket to the 4-team collegiate wild card for the U.S. Open. So tough to put a ball away against this TCU pair. 3 times it took. And they weren't horrible balls from the Michigan pair. Just really good anticipation and reflexes for both Vives and Maxted. But another break point chance here for the Horned Frogs. And they get the break. TCU takes a 4-2 lead now. You see first-year assistant now, Scotty Perlman on the left there in the white long sleeve, coming over from Florida. Associate head coach Devin Bowen sitting next to him. Bowen, arguably one of the best developmental coaches in the game, producing pro talent. Gavin Young going backhand line, trying for the winner just wide. Good serve from Lui down the tee. Kittay unable to get that back, so 30 love. That one off the net. Awkward return for Gavin Young. Makes it 40 love. Vives and Maxted both participated in the singles tournament here this week. Overruled by the chair. Serve was called out, overruled, so it'll be another first serve. Beautiful drop volley from Pedro Vives. TCU holds it love, takes a 5-2 lead. Reminder, this doubles final. Two out of 3, but should they split sets, they'd play a 10-point tie break in lieu of a third. And I can hear the distinctive voice of Mr. Chervinsky there in the background, a few courts down. Elaine Chervinsky on that Virginia duo playing for a women's doubles national title right now. They trail UCLA 6-4, 2-1. see, that might be. I bet it is. Head coach Sean Mamie there in the yellow hat. Had to take off yesterday to officiate Jackson Withrow's wedding. His guys made the final, so he makes the trip back. Overhead from Kittay, put out of the reach of Vives. Michigan duo played one 10-point breaker this week. It was the first round, a tight match, 11-9 in a 10-point tiebreak over Notre Dame's Sebastian Domingo, Peter Naj. Straight sets all the way after that. Made somewhat easier by a quarterfinal walkover from the UCLA pair of Hoog Martins and Tripathi. Injury there preventing them from being able to go 2 days ago. Maxted misses that forehand down the middle. So several chances for Young here to hold, and then the Michigan pair are going to see if they can break Pedro Vives. Big serve from Gavin Young. See Michigan assistant Trevor Fauché coming out with a few words for the guys. Such a big serving team. It's tough to break. He did throw a double fault in the game they got broken. It's almost, you almost kind of need that facing these guys. That or a bunch of missed first serves. TCU's taking advantage, and now serving for the first set here is Vives. One of the things I've talked to the Michigan coaches about, and they've tried to stress, not just to this pair, but all their pairs, is just the importance of getting those returns down. That's been the early issue here. Not making a lot of returns yet. Very tough to break. You need every return in, so you have a couple chances. Horned Frogs mix it up and go I formation on the second serve. Works out beautifully, maybe something they see in the scouting report. Body serve to Kittay, and he feeds it right back to Lui Maxted for the put away. So now 30-love, 2 points away from a set for TCU. Oh, the athleticism from Lui Maxted. Full-on backpedal, jumping overhead for Maxted. Gives the Frogs 4 set points here.
Okay?
Yeah.
Must have caught the lines person there. You hear Kittay asking if she's okay. throw a double fault in. 40 loves the time to do it. Still 3 set points coming for the Frogs if needed. Good cross from Kittay, and TCU let Michigan back into that one, unable to put it away. Gavin Young retrieving that overhead that just went straight down and up from deep in the court behind the baseline, extending the rally, and then Kittay crossing for the volley winner. So 40 love becomes 40-30. Still a couple set points for the Frogs here, and Pedro Vives on his serve. And Maxted misses, uncharacteristically for him, a volley off the return from Kittay. And it's going to be Kittay to take this one again. So now, deciding point, set point. See where Vives go. Kittay really likes that backhand cross. They're going to go I formation and take that cross away from him. See if they go backhand taking his cross and force him to go backhand line. They do not. They feed him a forehand, and not close. I'm going to guess that Kittay was thinking what I was, and that is they're taking that cross away from me, so they're coming to the backhand. And instead, they give him a forehand, and TCU takes the first set 6-3. Little reminiscent of their first match of the tournament in the round of 32 when they faced Notre Dame. They got down a early break, even earlier than here. I think it was the first service game of the match. Just sort of out of it the whole way. Had to come back and grab the second set to force a 10-point tie break. I believe the Virginia duo of Chervinsky and Collard have gone up a break in the second in our other match. Try to push that one to a 10-point breaker. Certainly what Michigan's going to need to do here. That is indeed head coach Sean Mamie along with assistant coach Trevor Fauché. Don't think haven't seen Coach Roditi for TCU this week. It's been Bowen and Perlman all week. They're the pair still there. Gavin Young giving a little bit of line. Lui Maxted takes it. Was not the big serve that Kittay has. Again, he goes with a little more of a slice than his big bomb. Caught Vives way out in front of it. He was certainly expecting the bomb. Michigan pair both have huge serves. First two, though, here, Kittay's opened up with slice. Three for three on the slice. Is looking more for placement than he is pace now. Sounds like that ball went over the fence. There's a walkway back behind the camera here, and then an iron fence separating the tennis facility from University Park Boulevard, Main Street there. Somebody might have retrieved it. Indeed they did, so all the balls back in play. 40-15 now for Kittay. It's a hold for Ben Kittay in Michigan. They start us off 1-love here in the second. Earlier in the week for singles, don't see all the guys today. Had the whole TCU crowd. It's not far from Fort Worth here. I think they've got about an hour and a half drive or so. But they had former TCU Frog, who was part of last year's national championship team, Jake Fernley, now top 100 pro in the world. Crazy fast rise for Fernley. Faster from outside, further away from the top. Like he was in the 600s to top 100 in a year than even Shelton was. Fernley now firmly ensconced in the top 100. He was here. Jack Pennington Jones, those were the top two on last year's national championship team. A lot of the questions this week around the grounds were, is JPJ coming back? All signs are that he is. Did not play the fall, but he and Fernley training down in Fort Worth. I say down, I'm from up north, it's probably north of here. That's scouting right there. TCU knows Michigan's a 2-up doubles team. They had one up, one back, and as soon as Gavin got the ground stroke, he was coming in, and Vives went lob over Kittay immediately, forcing Gavin Young to have to stop and retrace ground to the back court. Couldn't get there in time. Well done from Pedro Vives. You're not going to catch the Michigan pair playing 1-up, 1-back very often. They're going to get in as quickly as they can. There's that backhand cross return we've talked about from Kittay. He's got an excellent backhand cross return. Maxted just missed the volley there. One he makes 9 out of 10 times. Dumped that one in the net. Good serve location from Vives. Caught Gavin Young trying to run around a forehand, but couldn't. Right square at his chest. See Kittay setting up for forehand line. He was going for the winner all the way. Didn't make a clean strike on the ball, though. So 40-15 now for TCU. Again, the good hands from Maxted. Both of these TCU guys very active, good hands at the net. They hold for 1-all. Hear the talk between them. Kittay telling Gavin Young, great serve. Again, the lob. Looks like a play. It's got to be executed well if you're going to do it. These guys go 6'4", 6'5" on this side of the net. So if you're going to lob them, they've got to be good lobs. But they're catching them on top of the net, giving them a little space to get over. Well executed. Hey, body was in the way of that from our vantage point. Looked like he just tried to stab out for a drop volley. Must have just tapped it too lightly. Couldn't quite tell from where we are here.
Let's go!
Kittay ditches the hat. Gavin comes up. The big serve to get them to 30-all. See the players cover their mouths. Almost like a baseball. I'd say if Vives and Maxted can read lips from the other end of the court, too good.
Let's go!
Really caught Maxted guessing wrong there.
Good job. Good job.
Maxted tried to run around the forehand, but that ball never got past the center of his body. Just a couple game points for Young now. Good serve from Gavin Young. Not returned in play by Vives, and Michigan holds for 2-1 here in the second. Talked about the fact that TCU as a team won the national championship last year. I say last year, last season. It was this year, May in Stillwater. Faced off against Texas, an all-Texas battle in the final. They've got a number of returners from that team, led by these two. We talked about Pennington Jones. All signs point to the fact that he's coming back. Duncan Chan is back. Kai Kieran's back. Julian Alonso back. Add in freshman Roger Pascual from Spain. Bringing in transfer Philip Appletower from Tennessee. And then, of course, always the chances and rumors about all these teams still signing January guys. So don't count out the fact that the Frogs may have another January commit on the way. Inside out backhand from Gavin Young there. It's the kind of doubles I like to watch, though. Both teams like to get two up. You saw Maxted working his way in, forcing just a tremendous passing shot from Gavin Young. Not making his way in there, but the Wolverines making the unforced errors. Gavin Young drops that backhand into the tape. They've split sets in our women's doubles final. So Travinsky and Collard of Virginia now playing a 10-point breaker against the freshman duo Faki and Center from UCLA. Chip lob return from Gavin Young sails long. You see head coach Sean Mamie walk out and point to the service mark on the court. Not going to win a lot of fans there. Just hoping to get that chair to be a little more attentive, maybe. Awkward, but the Frogs almost made that work. Vives missed. And the ball came through, and Maxted wasn't expecting to need to hit it. But he did put it back and made Gavin Young, or I'm sorry, Ben Kittay hit a tough overhead. Still a 40-30 lead here. Oh, and that lands good for Kittay. Let's see what the Wolverines do here last time. Last time they let Kittay take it. This time it'll be Gavin Young. Last time Kittay took it, they went into the forehand, and I think he was expecting the backhand. They went I formation. This time they're going to go to Gavin Young, not going I formation. See where Maxted goes. Another good serve into the body on a deciding point. So TCU holds back-to-back games on deciding points on their serve with two good serves. Bowen there with a few words for Pedro Vives. So 2-all now. Kittay to serve. Kittay's got the hat back. There's just a couple point ditching of the hat. Virginia's jumped out to a 5-2 lead in that 10-point tiebreaker in the women's doubles final. You'll see the end of that. Pull that one up next to this one. Alex Gruskin on the call there. Not sure that Michigan needed to hit that. Gavin wanted to be safe. Didn't want to let that ball land in. Worked out for them as it's 30 love for the Wolverines now. Fault from Kittay, I think number 2 for him. I think the other one came in the game they were broken in the first set, if I'm not mistaken. Saw Vives wanted that one. A little too much on it. Kittay went for the little sort of inside out volley off the hip there. High part of the net, just caught it. Still has a couple game points though. Difference in the match has really been that one service game on the Michigan side. Good serve down the tee from Kittay. Michigan holds 3-2. Seems like a mirror of the first set in the opposite direction where TCU was serving first. I think we had all holds to this point at 3-2 when TCU finally broke for 4-2. The game they broke Kittay's serve. It almost takes a game like that, like they had the first time around with double faults from this Michigan duo to break them. Very tough to break. Obviously the TCU pair serving well. They haven't been broken yet. Placed the ball well. It's back-to-back service games, deciding points. Good first serves, neither of which came back. Forehand to Kittay, body backhand to Gavin Young. Both missed.
Let's go!
Gavin Young just takes a whack at one back at Lui Maxted. Might have been going long had he let it go. Tough to say. Had a lot of pace and it was up shoulder high on Lui. Took a stab at it. Got a racket on it. Just fell straight down in front of him. I like that play from TCU going I formation on Kittay because they know he likes that backhand cross. They're really getting him guessing now too. The deuce game, they went I formation to take away the cross, but then hit to his forehand. That time they go into the backhand, keeping him guessing. Not up call from the chair. And the header from Vives.
Number 2 set the NCAA championship for the University of Virginia.
And you can hear the University of Virginia, Elaine Chervinsky, Melody Collard taking the doubles title. I believe every single match for Chervinsky and Collard went to a 10-point breaker, and they won them all. That's an amazing stat right there. It's been the placement. The placement of the serves. They're not the big servers, Vives and Maxted, even though they've both got a big serve if they want to use it, but not as big a server as Young and Kittay. Theirs is all about the placement, and they've been catching Young and Kittay likely guessing incorrectly because they're getting a lot of free points on those serves.
Get here.
You see, looked like there was at least one new ball request from Gavin Young there. Maybe a ball popped. A little behind on that was Kittay. Good return from Vives down the line. He saw Kittay crossing. We've seen Gavin Young make that exact half volley many times so far this tournament. Unable to come up with that one, and now Love 30. Really tricky spot here for Michigan, already down a set. 3-all here, Love 30. Good eyes from Kittay as he lets that one sail long. He's ditched the hat again. I think it's when he's the up man on Young's serve that he needs to ditch the hat.
Good!
Serve from Gavin Young. Again, they've been able to draw some missed returns from Vives on the forehand side. Gavin going T. Vives error on the return. A missed volley from Kittay. And it's a couple break points now for TCU. Kittay right on top of the net for that one. Just a little open face. Got the ball popped wide. Don't think he's going to change. Going to stay aggressive here. Going to show Vives the line. See if Vives takes it. Puts the ball back deep, and it's a TCU break. The Horned Frogs take a 4-3 lead and are now 2 games from an NCAA title. Nothing new to these guys, both part of the NCAA team championship last year. May get a slightly extended change over here. You can hear him doing the trophy presentation. Court 2, see if we get a good look at him here. Not really.
Another round of applause for Lui NCAA finalist.
See if maybe we get a look off court.
Another round of applause for Lui NCAA finalist.
You can see him on the left side on the NCAA logo, but not a good look from either camera there.
The national championship trophies. To Virginia, the Lasers and the Melody Car.
See, they are going to wait it out. Both teams sitting in the chairs here. Chance for that trophy presentation. See if we can catch any of that. I wish I could tilt that camera a little to the right, but I can't. See multiple members of the NCAA committee down there.
National champions, University of Virginia.
Just off the right edge of the screen, getting their pictures taken. Head back now. Start up 4-3 service game for Lui Maxted. Lui can't believe it. That ball lands in from Gavin Young, just catching the line. Middle solves the riddle for Pedro Vives. What a great shot. Young and Kittay both at the net. Vives blind to it, chasing it backwards. Oh, and I swear I just heard the voice of David Roditi. I've not seen him yet. might be standing at the camera, but that was for sure the voice of David Roditi, head coach at TCU. What an odd game. Ball let go that just lands in on the first point. Crazy run down lob. Return middle winner for Vives, and then a net return lob from Gavin Young there. 3 odd points to start. 15-30 for Maxted. And the double fault, I think that might be the first of the day for Maxted. And now right away, 3 chances to break back for the Wolverines at 15-40. The net. Vives thought it was wide, called good. Chair right on top of it, immediately put her hand out, confirming that ball was good. And Michigan breaks right back.
Hey, take it back. Let's go. First one here.
So TCU breaks for 4-3. Michigan gets their first break of the day to get it right back for 4-all. Kittay will try to get them ahead deep in a set for the first time. Another double fault for Kittay, at least 3. Those are the chances he's giving TCU. His serve's been good. It's just the double faults that give TCU hope. Put away there by Gavin. TCU guys scrambling well, making them hit the extra ball. And it's a hold for Kittay. He gives him the double fault and wins every other point. So the Wolverines get the break back and then hold for 5-4, and now they can apply a little bit of scoreboard pressure to TCU maybe. So Pedro Vives now to serve. Try to prevent this one from going to a 10-pointer for the Frogs. Really nice touch from Lui. Love the contrast in style here. Young and Kittay, much more power. Vives Maxted, much more finesse. More placement on the serves, more finesse on the volleys. Michigan goes power on the serves, solid on the volleys. Miss hit off the frame on the return from Gavin Young. Forcing Vives to go for that lob. That's what most teams have had the trouble doing. Vives has been superb today with the lobs. That one short, giving Kittay the easy overhead. The finesse from Maxted. What a point. Young chasing down the lob. Putting a good ball in play. Went back and forth with Maxted there, but Maxted eventually getting that cut backhand volley. Great angle. Hold for the Frogs, and it's 5-all.
Right here. Here we go, Frogs.
Little advice, couldn't hear it there from head coach Sean Mamie for Gavin Young. Maxted totally missing on that. That was a little awkward looking. Not sure if the sun's playing a factor now. Almost looked like he didn't see it. Ignore that scoreboard. It is 5-all, but it's 15-love Michigan here. there, Kittay. He's had a few of them. He's popped up. Very solid there. Got to the ball and threw it. Puts it away. Oh, that landed good. Not sure if I got that in time for the replay. Try to take another look here. Indeed we did. Kittay didn't exactly cross, just stayed middle. Lui goes line. So 30 love to 30 all. And that's the spot they've been going to on Vives, that forehand. That time Vives ripped the forehand at Kittay. It was handled well by Benjamin. But up and over went TCU, and now 30 all. Gavin Young needs a big serve here. Maxted took a heck of a cut. That pretty good pace on the serve from Gavin Young, and Maxted took a healthy swing. That return sailed it into the backstop. So 2 game points now for the Wolverines to try to make it 6-5. Love this one, otherwise they're going to be facing a deciding point. And that is exactly what they're going to do. That lob lands just on the inside of the line. And now it's a deciding point. They are going to let Vives take this. He's the one that struggled a little on the forehand side. You hear Kittay say, I love that. Don't know what it is. Deciding point. Oh, they're going I. See if Young goes T again. Forehand of Vives. He doesn't. He tries to get to the body, backhand side. Draws the long ball from Vives, and Michigan holds for 6-5. So TCU now looking for a hold and forcing Michigan to have to win 2 tie breaks here to win this match. If they can hold, they'll play a 7-point tie break for the second set. Obviously, if TCU won that, the title and trophy is theirs. If not, Michigan would force another tie break, this one of the 10-point variety. Good little crowd gathering. Bleachers there, mostly in the sun in the grandstand area. You see, got a hefty little crew gathering in the grass on the side of the court here on the left. Perfect little area in the shade.
Right here, Louie. Here we go, Pete.
Lui Maxted to serve here at 5-6.
Start. Here we go.
Wide from Gavin Young. reminder, if you're looking for any of the interviews, like our Virginia champions on the women's side, that one put away by Vives. Make sure you keep an eye on our other feed with Alex Gruskin. He's got all the interviews. Points now for Maxted to send this one to a second set breaker. Four game chances now for Lui Maxted to push us to a breaker.
Oh.
They're going to change up and go I formation here again. Take the cross away from Kittay. You see, Kittay was set to go line, but the serve was long. Kittay looked like he had that one lined up. And a double fault for Maxted will make it 40-15. An ace for Lui Maxted, and we're tied up 6-all here in the second. We're going to play a breaker. 7-point tie break the Michigan duo has to have to extend this match. It's going to be Kittay to start us off for Michigan. Serve from Kittay, unreturned from Maxted. 1-0 Wolverines. Vives going to take the first serve here on the TCU side. Couple of missed returns. Start off the breaker. One for each team, 1-all. Both holds. You can clearly hear Coach Roditi back behind the camera. Just remember last season's media day. Get to that after this point. Kittay, not happy with himself there. Had a lot of choices. Went sort of little slice push. Looked like it was going to be a drop shot, but it wasn't. Down the line. Went wide. So 3 holds, 2-1 now. TCU, Gavin Young to serve for Michigan. Oh, Vives had it lined up. Clips the bottom side of the tape. See, See, we saw Maxted whiff on one earlier that I was wondering if their son was at play. And you saw Gavin Young there giving a ball toss looking up. There must be some sun into the eyes from that end. And there's the mini break for TCU. Kittay puts it straight down and pops back up for Vives, who takes a crack and passes him a little inside out. As straight up as that ball popped for Vives, that was an easy pass. So TCU now the mini break lead 3-2. Serve deep, a little late call there, but it does come. Maxted's had a few doubles now. Let's see. Just in, and Vives, great cover of that wide return from Kittay. TCU takes a 4-2 lead into the changeover. See head coach Sean Mamie, a couple words for Kittay there. So 4-2 mini break lead for TCU. I didn't finish my story. Media day in Stillwater. We had some fun with the players asking. One of the questions we asked them that they had to write down on a whiteboard and flash was, who's coach's favorite player? And without question, the TCU guys all wrote Vives. (5-2) TCU now closing in, but a couple serves coming from Michigan. Oh, you see the wind pushing that one. Just the ball rolling over. Good gust of wind pushing it left to right as it came towards Kittay. Two big serves here for Kittay. Oh. 'Ball looked like it just caught the frame of Vives and popped back. So Kittay gets his first one. One more to come at 3-5 here. Gets his second. So Michigan holds their ground for 4-5. But now the match on the racket for TCU. Two serves for an NCAA title for Pedro Vives. That ball deep and the mini break back for Michigan. It's a great return from Ben Kittay there. That ball very wide. Didn't think Kittay was going to be able to stretch to it. Just got the racket cleanly on it. And now 5-all. An ace for Vives. You can see the Michigan guys not fond of that call, both staring at the spot. So 5-6 now, match point TCU. Gavin Young to Vives. Vives has taken a few cuts today. Going to give him the I formation. Got to believe Vives just tries to go winner down the line here. Match point fought off. What a point. That had it all. 4 guys at the net. Could have easily been a match at any moment there. Michigan fights it off, you hear. David Roditi in the background saying, come on, Pete, let's go, Lui. Scotty Perlman with some words for Lui Maxted. So 6-all, one more serve coming for Gavin Young. So 1 match point fought off by the Wolverines. Every other point's either set point or a match point now. That one put away from Kittay. Boy, TCU does such a good job of making you hit the extra ball. Thought the first one was good enough from Kittay. Maxted just getting it back up, forcing him to hit another one. Now a set point for Michigan here, 7-6. They're going to stay I on the second serve. Looks like they are. Going to go wide to the backhand, taking away that cross again. And it's a double fault. Lui Maxted double faults the second set. And we're going to play a 10-point tiebreaker. Our women's final ended in a breaker. Our men's final is going to end in a breaker. You see Pedro Vives and Lui Maxted walking off the court. I think they're going to take a trip to the restroom. Doesn't look like they're taking a change of clothes with them. Just a little break. Something to get rid of that momentum. Tough ending for them there. Had a match point and a great point with 4 men at the net. And then an unfortunate ending with a double fault from Lui Maxted. It's 4 double faults for TCU. I think all 4 from Maxted. There might have been one from Vives, not sure, but I believe they're all off the racket of Maxted. On the flip side, 3 from the Michigan duo, and I'm pretty sure all 3 of those from Ben Kittay. 1 in the game they were broken, and the other 2 he was able to fight off some holds, one of them pretty easily. You see with the break, Gavin Young going to get a little treatment here from the trainer. Shout out to the Michigan trainer, Reed. The Canadian in the house. Calgary, Alberta is Reed. Went to Adrian College in Michigan. See, you've probably seen on a few occasions there when Gavin is bent over on the serve that he's got quite a bit of KT tape on the right side of his lower back, nursing a little back thing. Figures everybody knows at this point he's not trying to hide it. Not that you can play into that. His serves look great. His overheads are fine. Just a little more wincing than anything afterwards for him. Vives and Maxted make their way back. So now a 10-point tiebreak here to decide the match and your national champion. Mini break to start for Michigan. Odd feeling match. It's felt like TCU's been up most of the way. Quick first set. They were up a break in the second at 4-3. And now Michigan's clawed back into it. Good hands all the way around at the net there, but Maxted wins the battle. So 2 mini breaks to start. Maxted gets the better of that exchange at the net there, just keeping it inside the sideline. What a point again. Great doubles. Look at the finish of that. Kittay drops both of his service points after Maxted dropped his. 3 points to the returners to start this breaker. So TCU up a mini break now. So from down a mini break to up a mini break, Vives will get the serve. They played I formation to take away the cross. Kittay goes cross anyway, and Maxted standing right there. Puts that one away. So 3-1 TCU. Forehand long from Gavin Young, 4-1 TCU. Again, it's a 10-pointer. So lots of time. Neither team can get too comfortable too quickly here. Saw Collard Chavinsky come back from 5-love down in the start of a breaker yesterday. Good serve from Gavin Young. So 4-2 TCU, just as we were in the second set tiebreak at the turn here. See Coach Mamie waiting for a word with the guys as they come out. Devin Bowen going to have a word with Vives. Perlman with Maxted. Lui down the line, just out of the reach of Kittay. Was able to get a racket on it, but not enough to get it back over. And now 5-2 TCU. Now they're forcing Kittay to go line. Almost hit it there, but just wide.
There you go, boys.
6-2 TCU now. Anthony Montero going to go walk that ball down for him. Second serve for Maxted. Put away by Vives. Gavin Young sliding, trying to get there, can't get it. And TCU has raced out to a 7-2 lead here.
Here we go, boys. Get ready. Let's go.
Gotta be ready, man.
Untimely double fault number 4 for Kittay, and now an 8-2 lead for TCU. Here Roditi saying to keep breathing. Scotty Perlman walking away, running by with something to tell Lui there. So 2-8 now, Kittay serving. Clean winner from Lui Maxted.
Right here, Pete.
Quick look at that one again. Right by Gavin Young. Didn't even have time to get a racket out. And that brings up match point. 9-2, Pedro Vives. Match on his racket. And that's it. Returning to the net, TCU. Pedro Vives, Lui Maxted are your NCAA men's doubles champions, knocking off Gavin Young and Benjamin Kittay of Michigan 6-3, 6-7, 10-2 in a breaker. Handshakes all around. I am sure we'll have interviews with the winner, so jump over to the other feed with Alex Gruskin, who will get those after they do their trophy presentation.